Hello everyone, this is OldSchool from WhatTheBuck.net coming to you live from Lisle, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. I'm up here for work and my normal job, also to go to the Bucs Bears game this Sunday at Soldier Field. It's a pilgrimage of sorts. Soldier Field is one of the most historically sound or interesting destinations for a football fan. I mean, you got Lambeau, Arrowhead, Soldier Field, just great places to go. And the Bucs and Bears have played some great games over the course of our brief history since '76, back into the NFC Central days when they used to beat the living crap out of us constantly, and even more recently now with Lovie Smith there's obviously a tie. Defenses are similar in makeup, similar in sets, and similar in attitude. So it should be a great game. It's a game that I think a lot of us thought would not be a significant challenge going into the season because Chicago seemed to be hurting a lot. I mean, they had a lot of problems on offense, and their defense was pretty dinged up. But the defense has come out this year and shown that they are very solid and look a lot more like the Bears defense of Super Bowl era than they did as last year. So it's going to turn out to be a hell of a game. The Bears came out and really put a whipping on Indianapolis and had Carolina beat last week and managed to give up the game towards the end of the game, which is either a tribute to Carolina or an indictment of the Chicago Bears' ability to finish the game, probably some combination of the two. Now, local media here in Chicago is making a lot of noise about how old our team is, with many comments about Galloway, Garcia, Hilliard, Greasy. Obviously, there's a little bit of talk about Greasy because Brian was here and didn't perform particularly well for Chicago, though I don't think that that's any sort of a condemnation of Brian as a quarterback, but more a matter of his fit in this system versus his fit in our system in Tampa. We covered a lot of this stuff on Thursday night's technically challenged show at WhatTheBuck.net. But I want to go over a couple of these things going into the game, get these up on the YouTube channel, and thank you folks for subscribing and tuning in. Keys to the game this week for the Bucs versus Bears. Obviously, we've got to stop Matt Forte. Forte has come out of nowhere as a rookie, and he's doing very, very well. He's a hell of a runner. He runs tough, and he's really been what the Bears offense has rested their laurels on. Kyle Orton at the QB position is serviceable, certainly better than Rex Grossman. You know what the Bucs stance on UF quarterbacks. But there's nothing in that passing game that looks particularly threatening, especially if Devin Hester doesn't go with his speed. He's quite a wild card. Early in the week, they said that he had torn cartilage. There was a problem getting the MRI done because of some internal bleeding. But recently on the news up here in Chicago, he said it's simply bruised ribs, and we'll see how things go. This could be positioning. We're not sure. But absent Hester's role in the offensive side of the ball, the passing game is not particularly scary. So it's all about getting Forte stopped. This game plan sounds very similar to what we did with Atlanta last week, right? They came in having hung 300 yards on Detroit. We've got to make sure we stop that running game and force Kyle Orton to beat us. If we can get that, if we can get a little bit of a lead as well, I mean, and Chicago's going to have the exact same game plan, right? The Bucs come into this game with the #1 rushing offense in the league by yards per carry. They're going to try and stop Ernest Graham and work done. Now, Olsen's going to be someone we have to watch out for. Olsen had 2 fumbles last week, uncharacteristic for him, but I do assure you that our secondary hits pretty hard. Elbert Mack is out this week for what was a questionable hit on Matt Ryan, but still with Savvy and Flip and T-Jack back there, not to mention our corners. If Olsen's going to try and test those seam routes, if we're not getting them underneath with our linebackers, our top side defense should take care of them. The other thing we got to really try and do, other than the standard shit of don't turn the ball over, run the ball effectively, blah blah blah, it's like saying, hey, we should score more points. That would be the key to victory. We've got to get Brian to hit those open receivers. He missed a lot of open receivers last week. He managed the game well, but there were a lot of points that we left on the field. We need him to do that in his return to Chicago to show these guys what they lost and what we gained. We got some predictive MVPs. I'm predicting Greasy's going to have a big game. I think he's going to do really well, and he's going to be our offensive MVP. And I think our man Greg White is going to show up in a big fashion. Last week we ended up with 4 sacks against Ryan as well as 4 knockdowns. I think we're going to see some more of the same as that defensive line starts to really kind of gel and get their legs underneath them. Finally, our prediction here, 20-0 Bucs, or not 20-0, that would be ridiculous, 20-10 Tampa Bay. I think it's going to be a hard-fought battle. I do expect the defense to score, or at least get us in a strong position to score. And if we can get the lead, then we should be able to ride it out. So thanks for listening. I'm going to get over to the game, hopefully not get killed by the local Bears fans, and have a good time, and hopefully see the Bucs take a victory. So we'll be back live Monday night, coming from Valrico, Florida at www.whatthebuck.net. Appreciate your time, and go Bucs.